And hello, everybody. Robert Adducci here with Ulisses Spiele, Ulysses International, and I'm here with Timothy Brown, and we're here to talk about Ulysses World's News. Welcome,
Hey,
Tim.
how's it going today for you, Robert?
Good. I'm good. Just kind of getting back to normal after the online con this weekend.
Ulysses Online Con was a great success. Thanks to everybody who came along and participated, played some games, watched some of the seminars. We really had a good time at our end, and it went off very well. So thanks again.
Yeah, and to kind of talk about all things, con and just Ulysses in general, we have our special guest this week is Eric Simon.
Eric
Welcome,
Simon,
Eric.
Eric. Yeah,
Hello, hello.
welcome.
So the con, like we were just talking about, was this weekend. There's been, we had just on the English side, we had I think I counted 19 panels, plus a couple of actual play games. Plus there was a bunch of panels and actual play games on the German side as well. So it was quite a weekend.
Yeah, we did quite a bit. I did the keynote, which I think you can still find someplace and watch that if you're interested. See what we're coming up with among the English language products that we do. And a lot of the other stuff is recorded as well. Where can people find all of that?
So right now everything is on Twitch. You can still catch it. I made a Twitch playlist, like
Hmm.
collection, I think they're called, and so those are all together. And then I'm
Great.
kind of slowly uploading them to YouTube as well. So those will be up on YouTube shortly. Right now, the your keynote is up on YouTube, and we'll put a link to that in the show notes. Eric,
Great.
what did you most enjoy about the convention this weekend?
So I think for me it was the just the steady stream, literally, of panels and just the excitement of people kind of attending panel after panel. I really enjoyed that. It was just kind of handy to have everything in one place and people could kind of float in and out. But there was just so much material there.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How about you, Tim?
Well, I enjoyed doing the keynote. The several panels that I was on got an opportunity for me to actually sit and chat with some people I don't often get to do that with. We communicate so much by email and whatnot. So it was fun to sit with Frank Chadwick and talk about Space 1889 things that were from the good old days, and just generally chatting about the upcoming Ulysses Las Vegas convention that's going to be next year. If you didn't hear about that, we announced that convention during the show, and just getting a chance to chat with everybody about all the potential of that really fun boutique kind of convention we're planning to run in Las Vegas next April. That's April 2021. That was a ton of fun as well. So, and yeah, it turns out we had a lot of people checking in and checking out our panels and the different games that were going on. So it was great fun.
Nice. Yeah, I really like the same thing. Just kind of talk. Most of my weekend was panels, and so that was actually it was nice to just I got to listen to a lot of times when you go to panels you go to conventions you're playing games some and you're doing some panels, but mine was just like all panels. So I just got to learn a lot about all of our products, all of our product lines. Speaking of which, Eric is the line developer for Aventuria and Myth Dawn of Heroes, and he's our crowdfunding manager, putting together all the details of each campaign and making them run smoothly. So, Eric, tell us about the Myth Dawn of Heroes news you had at the convention.
So the big thing was that both on Drive-Through Cards and Tabletop Simulator, we have released the demo version of Dawn of Heroes. This is it's a trimmed down version. There are rules missing. Things are a little bit in beta. The token art and some of the card art is still in progress, but it's fully playable with one or two players, and that is also something new to Myth, is the idea that it can be a solo game as well. Um, but yeah, so we released those. Both of those are free, and you can grab those right now.
Nice. Yeah, we have there's an article on the website that has links to those, so you can go check that out.
Hmm.
What has been the community sentiment about the demo, Eric?
I've gotten lots and lots of compliments. People are really loving
Right.
the new rules. and they really say, oh, that we've streamlined and also improved a lot of things, but also kept it feeling like myth. So it really does still feel like myth, but it's there are things that we've done that really do improve the game.
Nice. And for the con last weekend, Eric did a playthrough of the demo on Twitch. We had a few bandwidth issues, so the sound is a bit crackly. But we're working on getting a new recording up for it this weekend. So tell us about that, Eric.
Well, I'm hoping that you will play with me, so we can do a 2-player version, and maybe
Definitely.
we can play a little longer, and we'll see how far we get. But yeah, I would love to play through more of it and show people really all the little details.
That would be great. Sounds fun. So what are the next steps for Dawn of Heroes after this?
Well, in the immediate term, today, what I'm doing is I'm actually
That's immediate.
yeah, I'm re-uploading a bunch of images for the tabletop simulator because apparently external links for images on tabletop simulator are getting slammed right now because of Gen Con.
Can you imagine that?
So I'm getting them all onto the tabletop simulator cloud so that they're as local as they can be when people play the game. Hopefully that'll be taken care of later today so that by tomorrow everybody can play the demo again with no problems. And then beyond that, I'm working on finalizing a lot of developments and prepping for a Kickstarter later this year.
Nice.
We certainly have miniatures in the works as well that are going to get out to all the original backers to fulfill their original needs. What can you tell us about that right now?
So we have let people know sort of where the status is. There are some of the original Commander minis for the Journeyman Kickstarter are actually all finished. And the molds for basically everything that was a stretch goal is being completed right now, and then those will go into production, and we will get all of the stretch goal minis out to everybody who was a backer on the Myth Journeyman. So yeah.
That's awesome. I know that's been a lot of work, so I appreciate you keeping on top of that. And I know that a lot of the work is being done in the factory right now, and most of that mold work is done or very near completion. So that's the real time consuming part. So that's excellent news. And then as far as I just wanted to ask, because Gen Con, online Gen Con is going on starting basically today, right?
Yep.
And what is our particular participation there? I mean, primarily we're doing the Dawn of Heroes demos. So
yeah. So that's running that stream will be our major thing. The Gen Con Online has this. They have set up events where people can host elsewhere, but include themselves in the catalog. We did not really do that, but we do have essentially a booth where
right.
So if you look for us in the Looking Glass, which is kind of the exhibit hall, you will find us. You'll find a card with links to your keynote and some pictures of products, and also our website, so you can get all the news that you need about Ulysses right there.
Terrific. So as we're working on Myth Dawn of Heroes, which is the re-release of the board game itself in our new edition, we're also deep into the development of Myth Tales of Legend, which is going to be the role-playing game being developed right now by veteran designer Ross Watson and his team, and they're well into that. During their Myth Tales of Legend panel, Ross and JM talked about the brand new quick start that is out right now, and you can get it, called Lost Barrow. That's the Myth Tales of Legend RPG quick start that we released last week. Now, where can people get that?
So right now that's on Drive-Thru RPG. You can grab that, and it's pay what you want. So it can be free, or you can throw us a couple bucks for it. What do you think about the quick start, Eric?
I mean, I love it. I really appreciate. I think that this is sort of the game mechanic is built around stuff that Ross has been working on for a while, and I really like the refinements that he's done for Myth, and I really like how it brings that feel of telling stories into the game, and I think it's a really good mix of kind of the action that the board game brings and the storytelling that our RPGs can bring.
What's something that the RPG team did that has affected the board game?
I mean, they're going really wild into lore, and obviously the biggest and most immediate thing that they did is come up with Lucanines. And they did that talking with Brian Schotten. It was something that Brian had been kind of floating for a while as something that he wanted to bring into Myth, and the RPG team grabbed onto that and said, yes, we're going to do that. And so we're also going to be introducing Lucanines in the first core set of Dawn of Heroes as well. And there's some other stuff, and if you watch the Myth lore talk that Russ and JM and I did, you'll basically see us brainstorming about some of the things that will be coming to each of the lines. I'm super excited about the idea of bringing TikTok heroes onto the table.
Right.
That would be awesome.
Definitely. So, there were 3 panels, Myth panels. So there was your Myth Dawn of Heroes demo. There was the Myth Tales of Legend panel where they kind of talked about the Lost Barrow, and then there was like a Myth lore and setting panel, which included all 3 of you guys talking. That's what you were just talking about all kinds of Myth content. So normally we have a stream each week that Ross and JM host, the Campfire Chat, which is on Thursdays at 11. There's no stream this week, but I'm going to replay the Tales of Legend panel from the con. So if you want to hear what they're, what they were talking about concerning the Lost Barrow, definitely check that out. And that'll be today at 11 o'clock Pacific. And then on the Ulysses Grabback show yesterday, I read through Act 1 and 2 of the Lost Barrow Quick Start Adventure. Tomorrow I'll finish it up and then go through the pre-generated characters as well. And reading the adventure, I was really blown away at the way that the campfire stuff had changed. So if people are not familiar, there's a mechanic in Tales of Legend called the campfire scene, and it's basically all the characters kind of in the future talking about what happened during the current adventure. And so it's just a really cool narrative way to sort of make the adventure move forward. But I also really like at the end of Act 2, there was in the campfire scene what the players do and what the players kind of say their characters did and what the players say their characters think affects the game, the next act, which is really cool. I really like that aspect of it. So a lot of times we play games and we want our characters to really affect the scenario, and in this one it has a built-in mechanic for how that happens, and it gives the GM advice on what to do when they make certain decisions and have certain thoughts, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, indeed.
aside from Tales of Legend, there was also a panel hosted by Bill Bridges about Fading Suns and Fading Suns factions at the Ulysses Online Con this past weekend. So you can catch him chatting with several of the authors of the new books. They talked about factions, and different authors worked on different factions, and so they sort of highlighted the NPCs they created and what they did and how they went into creating those factions. So that was a really cool stream.
So I know we've got other streams going on tonight. Game Master J.M. Defoji and his crew are playing Fading Suns at 5:30 Pacific time, and that's their Curse of the Abandoned, and that's going to be on Twitch. And we're continuing with Bill Bridges and Andrew Greenberg, the other original designer of Fading Suns, and their Heretical Musings show every other Tuesday. The next episode is going to be August 4th, so that's this coming week. So check out that streaming content for Fading Suns as well. We're moving forward as well with the Aventuria adventure card game, and that's your bailiwick there, Eric. What can you tell us about that right now?
It is. So the next crowdfunding for Aventuria is going to basically mirror the most recent German crowdfunding. So if you're not familiar with that one, it covered two sort of regular-sized expansions that are focused on these really interesting sort of exploratory adventures where you lay out a map of cards that is basically rooms or experiences, and you move through them as part of the adventure. They're really cool. Again, designed by Christian Lansing, who has been really pushing the envelope in terms of Aventuria play styles. I really appreciate that. It'll also include 4 mini boxes that each include new heroes, and all of those heroes are really fun. They're because we've got a lot of good archetypes across the board with the 11 heroes that have been released so far. We can the ones they're starting to release are getting a little off in the weeds in terms of play style, and they're really interesting. So that'll be coming in September, and look for that. More news about that soon.
Awesome. I know we have a what we call a kickoff meeting that gets a lot of the ball rolling on a lot of these crowdfundings and other things that we release, and we have that meeting coming up this Monday. So we'll have Christian, who is one of our crew that resides in Germany, and he'll be part of that meeting, and he's just a lot of fun. It's always fun to talk with Christian. The guy knows his board games and his card games as well.
He really does.
Yeah, Christian was in the chat when Eric ran his Aventuria deck building panel on on Saturday. Was it Saturday, Friday? I don't even know. The whole weekend just runs together now. But he was in the chat commenting there. So and we will again that panel is up on Twitch right now, and will be going up on YouTube in the near future here.
So that means Christian was really burning the midnight oil to make that happen, wasn't he?
He was, because that was in the evening.
Yeah. It must have been like 3 a.m. for him.
Okay, way to go, Christian. So other game lines we want to move on. Torg Eternity is going strong. We know that some folks have been asking about a late pledge period, and we're looking into it. We'll let you know what's going to happen as soon as we know. Is that what can we say now?
I can say that there will be a late pledge. I'm just getting it set up. There are some things that I need to work out with Game On.
Okay.
Tharkold is the first time I've done a late pledge through Game On, so I'm a little unfamiliar with the process, and so I'm just catching up with things, making sure I've gotten everything in place. But once I get that set up, then I just let them know, and they will open it up. So I expect that by next week.
Okay. What was some of the content we had during the convention on Torg? I don't think I got to see the Torg.
Oh my goodness, we had so much.
I didn't see the main Torg panel, but I saw a lot of games going
on. So there, I don't even know if I would say there was one main Torg panel. There were so many Torg panels. You definitely got to catch up on some of them. The big, probably the largest one was the what were you thinking panel? Yeah. And they brought in like Shane Hensley and Ross Watson and Greg Gordon and Daryl and Deanna, and there was just a huge panel talking about like all of the processes that they've gone through in sort of setting up different aspects of Torg Eternity. But there's also one on the future, where they talk about year 2. There's how to GM in Torg. There's the Infiniverse panel. Yep. There's just so many different things.
So that's a lot of content. So do we have all of that up where people can see it now?
Yeah, that's all still up on Twitch as well. And again, that will be going up on YouTube. And yeah, there were so many Torg panels. I was telling Daryl that he was my co-host on Saturday because he was in literally every other panel that I was doing. Yeah. So.
Well, we still got other streaming content going on. The Four Horsemen is every Tuesday at 5:30 Pacific on Twitch, followed up by its upload to YouTube, and that's another one by Game Master J.M. Defoji, and features Ross Watson. He's the original one of the original Torg Eternity designers, so that's always good to catch up with. The How to Be a Great GM recently put up a review on YouTube. What can you tell us about that, Robert?
So, Guy Sklanders over at How to Be a Great GM put up about a 30-minute review of Torg Eternity. So, if you're interested in Torg, you don't really know much about it, definitely check that one out. But then he's also done a couple of short videos, one on the setting and then one on like how to use the Delphi Council as the game master. And then his next video is going to be a game prep video, and then he's also running an actual play video. So I'll have him and I think three players where they'll play a one shot, and so that'll all be coming out in the coming weeks. So we're excited about that coverage.
Awesome. What's Grant Ellis up to for us?
So Grant's a video producer that I've had the pleasure of working with before, and he is going to be putting out a Torg Eternity stream on the WebDM channel. He recently put out a call for players on Twitter, so if you think you'd make a good player for a live stream, I'll link it in the show notes, and you can reach out to him and play a game that will be on the WebDM channel.
When would that occur?
I'm not sure his timeline, but he's looking for players now, so it would be in the coming weeks.
Sweet. Well, in the midst of all of that, the Dark Eye soldiers on with a new release. It's the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding, which is going on right now. Eric, what's the status there?
So we actually just crossed the 32,000 stretch goal.
Cool.
This just a little bit ago, and so we're well on our way to chapters 6 through 8 of the core of Vademecum, which I believe I have to double check if would complete that book digitally.
Okay. I think so.
Yeah, and probably the most exciting stretch goal that's been unlocked so far is, other than the core of Vademecum, is the 3 Colors of Snow adventure. This is an adventure that was previously only available at Kaiser Raoul. It was one of the previous Kaiser Raoul convention modules.
So if you weren't in Germany, you didn't see that.
You've never seen this. But it's an adventure that sort of comes after lots of the Theater Nights stuff, and since we're wrapping up the Theater Nights with this crowdfunding as well, we wanted to throw it in there. And so far we've unlocked the digital version, and let's just say we may have an expansion to that particular module coming up very soon. That may be revealed if we hit one more stretch goal. We'll reveal the extras that we're going to throw in.
You are so cagey. That's awesome.
And if you want to see get a little preview of what is going to be in the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding, you can check out the website where we put up a general preview. There's previews of some of the traditions. There's previews of the locations in the Theater Nights. There's one big spoiler preview also that really talks about the details of the Theater Nights. So if you really want to know like what happens in these last 3 books, definitely check that one out. And then there's some details about different blessed ones and special abilities that they get and stuff like that. So you can really see what you're going to get if you when you back the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding. Recently, I've been doing some playthroughs of the Book of Heroes, Dark Eye RPG, a computer RPG. That's been really fun. I got to play once with a community member, Trikoff. I think he's in the chat here. So hi, Trikoff.
Nice.
We played through an adventure there, and if you are interested in playing with me, come to the Ulysses Discord and send me a private message, and we'll get on. I'm definitely looking to have more of those group games. That was pretty fun. And when JM was on a work trip a couple of weeks ago, there was no streams from him, but he had GM Mark, who was one of the usual players. He took the crew through Late Mail, which is an adventure that's in the Tales of Dragons and Thieves book, and all 3 parts of that are up on YouTube now.
Then I know that Red Moon Roleplay is also doing some streaming content. They've done 3 sessions of the Justice and Noble Valor adventure online. This is a pre-recorded actual play that takes place over 3 hours of play, and it's on YouTube and on a podcast. Where can people find that?
Yeah, so we'll put the links up, but you can go to redmoonroleplaying.com or check out their YouTube page.
And 3 episodes are all done now, is that right?
Yeah, that's completed and up. So if you like listening to the podcast, let us know. We'll make more of those.
And Grant Ellis, separately from that, Grant Ellis is looking into something for the Dark Eye as well. Is it similar? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so kind of similar to what we were talking about with Torg. Grant is going to do a Dark Eye actual play that should turn up to be, I think he said 12 sessions. That will also be on the WebDM channel. He, just the same, put out a call for players on Twitter, which we'll link to. So if you want to
Great.
be a player in the Dark Eye actual play, reach out to Grant, and if it works out, then we'll see you on the stream.
Terrific. Well, that's pretty much it for our basic overview of our different lines, Ulysses worlds, and what's going on with each one of them. If there are any questions in the comments, we can address those now.
Yeah, so looking, let's see. Jihi asks, speaking of Gen Con, asked Daryl if the 2 Torg PDFs from last year are going up this week. Yeah, so I meant to ask Daryl about this. I forgot about it. But he had said that that they would probably be released this week, but I haven't talked to him about it, so I'm not sure when that's expected to be released. Do you guys have any information on those?
All I know is that he did say something about that in one of the panels this past weekend. He just said that was on him and that he would get on that right away. So hopefully, as far as I know.
Yeah, and then Almighty Cow, Almighty Cow 1 asks, I missed the Dawn of Heroes playthrough. Any chance that the VOD is going up on YouTube? Yes, it will go up on YouTube. It's also on Twitch right now. And then Eric and I are going to do some playthroughs this weekend, so those should be up too. So
yeah, keep an eye out for the because we'll go into more detail. I couldn't even quite finish the first scene because I was answering a lot of questions and it was just an hour.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, so we'd like to play a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Trashcoff Ravenwood asks, I'd like to see some insight into the design work that goes into Aventuria. I think there are a bunch of there's a bunch of articles on the website. And then do you have any other places that you could point him to, Eric?
Yeah, as far as the design side of that, because that all happens. The original game was designed by 2 classic German creators, board game designers, and then since then Marcus and Christian mostly have handled a lot of the additions for the various expansions in terms of the design. But I've written a lot of articles sort of analyzing the play of Aventuria, but I don't think we have much on the design side. I could definitely talk to Christian and see if he will put together something for us.
I think he'd love to. And he's up all night, so he's got the time.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, we'll have to have him on this show too, and then he can talk about it.
That'd be awesome.
So, yeah. And then let's see. Jihi says, waiting for Cyberpup cosplay at the Las Vegas Con. Definitely.
Wait till they see the chapel.
Yeah.
The chapel. Yeah, we're totally going to make that up as a Malraux chapel.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited to get the what is it called? The hologram for him.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, cool. Well, I think that's gonna be about it for today's show. If you'd like to chat more with us or other fans, please check out our Discord community. We just put up some new channels there. People really wanted a place to talk about Torg Infiniverse Exchange, and so we put a separate channel for that. So people have been in there talking about that kind of content. We also put up a Space 1889, which I guess we're gonna have to start putting a little section in here for Space 1889. But Daryl did Daryl, Tim, and Frank Chadwick did a panel on Space 1889. So that's in the Twitch as well. But we put the new channel on the Discord, and so people have kind of started to talk in there about that. Now, if you like the show, please follow and subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Twitch, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss anything out, or so you don't miss out on anything. On Twitch, we just turned on our affiliate programming, so if you want to subscribe to us, you can subscribe to Twitch to help us out there, and that'll help us put more content out. And there you go. Tim is showing off his Ulisses Online Cup, a limited edition cup that is no longer available, but if you're one of the lucky ones that got it.
Sorry.
Yeah. So for
Join us next year.
yeah, for Ulisses Spiele, I'm Robert Adducci, and this is Tim Brown and Eric Simon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
And come back next Thursday at 9 a.m. for more Ulysses Worlds news. Bye bye.